What's up, everybody? It's Monday. Welcome to the Late Night Agenda. I'm your host, Craig. As always, you are very welcome along to tonight's stream. I hope life is treating you all well. I say this every single night. I don't know what else to say, but stuff moves quickly in Liverpool land, and there is a lot to get through on tonight's stream. I can see there's loads of people in the chat already. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk all the stuff Liverpool related with us. Right, where do we want to start tonight? We've got a little bit of goalkeeper news. We've got a bit of stuff about, well, actually double goalkeeper news if I'm being honest about it. Triple if you include the fact that Pepe Reina? Who the fuck is Pepe Reina? Pepe Reina is now back in the Premier League with Aston Villa, having agreed a loan spell there for the rest of the season from AC Milan. I wish I could start that intro again, because of all the intros I've done on this show, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've made a bollocks of that one the most of them all. Has it started? Yes, honey buddy, it has started. Here I am, live, welcome, hello. Love that title, said Byro. There is a reason for the title. It's not just something that we pulled out of our arse. Actually, Connor did send me something earlier on that I will talk about as the stream goes on. I just want to give everybody a chance to get in, because some people are probably going, hang on, 9 o'clock? What the fuck is going on here? Craig doesn't stream at 9 o'clock. It's usually 9:30 or 9:45. As you know, myself and Mr. Crosby are heading off to London in the morning nice and early, so I kind of wanted to get this stream out of the way, because it'll probably be Thursday before I get a chance to do another live stream. Although that being said, Connor and myself are going to try and get something done while we're over in London, but it most likely won't be live because I can't say how good the internet's going to be where we are, so best to just pre-record something and stick it up. Naeem said Barcelona are sacking their manager tonight. Yeah, Douglas did send me that one actually. Xavi or probably Pochettino from what I can gather maybe, but look, that's Barcelona's concern really. We have the best manager in the world right now in Jurgen Norbert Klopp. What have we got? Bruno said there's no way Man City will finish with 95 points. I said when they total 98 points and look what happened. I was right. I think Liverpool will finish on 101 points. I've no idea what we'll finish on, Bruno, mate. I hope we'll break the 101 points and become the highest points gatherers of any club in Premier League history with regards to one season. Scotty, I'm really good, thank you, mate. Xavi turned it down, said Brian. I did read that, but then I read something else that said that he hadn't turned it down, Brian. But you were absolutely right, mate. There was one story that went out, there may be numerous, that said he had turned it down. But I remember reading something earlier today. But then again, I could have read an old story, mate. Fabinho has said that he would consider going back to Monaco in the future. Great, tickety boo for Fabinho, but he won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Actually, did you see Monaco last night put up a really good performance in a 3-3 draw away at Paris Saint-Germain? Enjoy London, thank you very much. Good news on London actually with that one. So as you guys know, we're going over to the launch of La Liga TV, which is going to be on Sky platform from, I don't know when from actually, I'd be lying if I said that to you, but we're after getting Cash a ticket to the event as well, so we're going to be able to meet up with Cash. Cash now lives down in London, so yeah, going to be great fun. Going to meet up with Cash for that event as well. How long are you live until, just so I can drop in and out a little bit later? Probably just over the hour mark, mate, so loads of time left in tonight's stream. We'll win the league, that's all I care about, said Dave Sweeney. I'm with you, Dave, you know I'm always with you, pal, and yeah, me too. Look, there's a little bit of something I want to talk about tonight on a serious note, ladies and gentlemen, so please do remind me about it later on in the stream. I just want to wait for more people to come into the chat. Yeah, so bear with me and do remind me later on, because you know my memory, I'll probably forget. Right, look, let's start off with a little bit of transfer news. Liverpool have apparently offered 15 million euro to Trabzonspor for their goalkeeper Ergücan Kikir, according to a report from Turkish outlet Sabah. The report suggests that Liverpool had wanted to sign Kikir in January, but Trabzonspor have apparently refused that idea. He was currently under contract with the Turkish side until 2024, and his club believe if he performs well at the Euros next summer, then his value could increase dramatically. But we've seen this before. We've seen a similar situation with Lyon with regards to Fekir. Remember, Fekir went off with France to the World Cup, and they were banking on him having a great World Cup and his value soaring through the roof. It doesn't always work out. Kikir is somebody who I'm sure you guys remember we've been linked with for the last couple of windows. We spoke about him on last night's stream as well, and this won't go away, so there surely has to be something to this. Is he coming in as a backup to Alisson Becker? You would imagine so, because we're not going to bring in one of the world's best goalkeepers and then bring in somebody else to replace him. But then again, what happens to Adrian? And I'm quite happy having Adrian as a backup goalkeeper at Liverpool. Should we always be looking to improve? Yes. I don't know. Do we want two number ones realistically challenging each other? I can get the mindset of that one, but someone's always going to be unhappy then. If you have somebody like an Adrian that comes in, I won't say that they know their place because that's very demeaning towards Adrian, but they're fully aware that they're coming in as a backup and that they'll get cup games, and if anything happens like the injury that we had to Alisson Becker earlier on this season, then Adrian got his chance and he performed excellently when he did get that chance. What have you got? Stephen Halpin said, Craig just watched Curtis Jones score another stunner. He's going to keep doing it, Stephen, because he is a top quality player, mate, and what a career that young man has ahead of him. Allay, said XD Little Bear. Love it, why not? I like Adrian, said Papa. A little bit disrespectful to Adrian, in my opinion, said John Hamilton. Fakir, hopefully not the same situation, said Honey Bunny. Cash, Craig and Connor, the good, the bad and the ugly. Oh, I don't know, mate. I'm afraid to ask which one of those I am, Dave. I really am. I will allow Cash to be the good because she is better than the rest of us. Very intelligent, very articulate, very qualified in many facets. But the bad and the ugly, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm afraid to ask. Had to convince a genuinely international quality goalkeeper to play second fiddle. Alisson's only getting started, said Brian Morrissey. On Alisson, actually, I think I said this to you guys last night, but if not, let me just get this stat up here. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it already. So Alisson has played 51 games in the Premier League for Liverpool, and he has kept as many clean sheets as he has conceded goals. 27 clean sheets for Alisson. 27 clean sheets. He's only conceded 27 goals as well. That is truly remarkable. We are blessed to have one of, if not the best goalkeeper in the world, currently plying his trade at Liverpool Football Club. And also that one, he's now the most expensive goalkeeper on Football Index as well. So they have him ranked at number one on there. So there you go. I can't believe that though. 51 Premier League appearances. 27 clean sheets. That is remarkable stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely phenomenal. More news, though, on our Brazilian Adonis. He's been talking about why Bobby Firmino brings much more to this team than goals. And this is something that we say time and time again on this stream. Speaking about Bobby, he said Bobby's one of the most important players in our team, and we have a lot of them. I think everybody knows he's so important, but Bobby not only scores when we need him, he makes the team play and he drops deep from behind. This is a good thing and it's something that he likes to do. It helps out a lot, and I'm really happy that he scored because a striker needs to score and stay confident, and he's helping us with his goals. Again, we've said this about Bobby Firmino. He brings so much more to this team than goals. And yes, number 9, usually you do judge a number 9 on goals, but Firmino isn't an out-and-out striker. He's not a Sergio Aguero. He's not a Harry Kane. He's a 9.5. I think that's probably the right way of describing him. And again, another player we're so lucky to have at this football club. Are you going to do a vlog from London? I don't know, Ross. It's the honest answer, mate. I haven't got a clue. Connor's on his way to my house as we speak, so I'm sure I'll have a chat with him later on tonight, and we'll figure something out from there. We'll draw up some type of a plan. Scotty said Adrian is a good keeper, Craig. He absolutely is, mate. Don't worry about that. No sure a thing. So I did say to you guys that there was a reason behind the title tonight. We didn't just pull that out of our arse and say that Liverpool have a 98% chance of winning the league. No, this comes from an article in The Echo, and it says Liverpool have a 98% chance of winning the Premier League title this season, and that's according to a new mathematical prediction. Statistics company 538 have worked out the chances of the Reds finishing top of the pile, and with their calculations showing the outcome is less than 1% different to the chances of Arsenal getting relegated, showing the extent of their incredible league. The mathematical model predicts that the Reds will match Manchester City's record-breaking campaign in which they collected 100 points, but not break that particular record. Well, you know what? I hope they're a little bit wrong, because I do want Liverpool to go on and break that particular record. And as somebody said earlier on, 101 points or more will be absolutely fucking fantastic this season. Tom Boland said, I'd be happy if you finish on 102 points just to shut City up. They're gloating about 198 points in 2 seasons. Here's the funny thing though, Tom, right? For many, many years we were accused about living in the past. And right now, what's happening? Other clubs doing the very same thing, but the levels of hypocrisy, mate, unbelievable stuff altogether. There was a phone in actually on 5 Live, did you see it? Where there was a Manchester City fan who phoned in and he was complaining about the fact that Liverpool are getting lucky this season, that they're scoring really late goals, yada yada yada. Does somebody want to explain to this genius that Manchester City won their maiden Premier League title with a goal in literally the fucking last kick of the game when Sergio Aguero scored that goal? You couldn't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. They're an absolute bunch of hypocrites. I did my little rant about it last night, so I'm not going to go on any further about it. But look, if you haven't seen it, go back, watch last night's stream. There is this whole nonsense going around about the hashtag tainted title bollocks that Manchester City fans, some Everton fans and a couple of United fans are trying to jump on board to say that Liverpool have been given the Premier League title. Not the fact that we're marching away with it because we're infinitely better than any other team at the moment. No, they're trying to say that we're being fucked over. They said that when VAR came in, Liverpool were going to be screwed because all the iffy decisions that we'd gotten were going to come back to haunt us. Came into the Champions League last year, what happened? We won the Champions League. Comes into the Premier League this year, what's happening? It looks like Liverpool are going to win the Premier League. But then all of a sudden, they do a 180. And they start talking about it in a completely different way, and they're saying, oh, no. VAR was only brought in to help Liverpool win the Champions League. VAR was only brought in to help Liverpool win the Premier League. These fuckers can't make their minds up, and they don't see the hypocrisy and the stupidity and the nonsense that they come out with day after day, week after week, post after post on social media. And I'm loving it. I'm sitting back every day, sniggering, laughing. I'm sure you guys are doing the same as well. They just don't get it, do they? They are doing the very things that they are accusing us of doing, and they are being worse than we ever have done. It's absolutely hilarious. We're supposed to be unbearable, but they're the ones that are obsessed about us on social media and never shut the fuck up talking about us. I went to the game versus Tottenham and I believe it's in Liverpool's hands at Pete Dyer. Is Connor getting the 9pm horse and cart or the steam locomotive? I don't know, Brian. I don't know. He could be getting the Pigeon Express, mate. I'm not 100% sure. The league's been a long time coming, said James Hardy. Will we beat Manchester United on Saturday, asks Pete Dyer. I believe so, Pete, yes. I believe we're a better team than Manchester United, but we're going to have to show up on the day. We're going to have to play to our potential, and we're going to have to get the job done. It's the Premier League. Most games in the Premier League are competitive, and yeah, it's not going to be straightforward. They are going to be up for it, no doubt about that, but it's at our gaff. So we should be looking to win it. As pointed out there by Scotty as well, Craig Pawson is the referee in charge of the game against Manchester United on Saturday. And VAR will be done by Paul Tierney for this game as well. So just to reiterate, Craig Pawson will be the referee in charge of Liverpool versus Manchester United on Sunday evening. And Paul Tierney will be the VAR official in charge as well. Just to make sure that we get the correct decisions, you know what I mean? Just to make sure that everything goes our way because... you know, we are in charge of VAR. We are corrupt in the Premier League. We had a hand choice of which one we wanted, and we said, give us Craig Pawson there, and just on VAR, Paul Tierney, just to make sure that everything runs tickety-boo. Connor's saying that he's taking the Batmobile. There you go. Connor's getting all the YouTube money, taking the Batmobile. Do I think we will sign Kai Havertz? Spoke about it a little bit last night, VA. He has been linked very, very strongly with a move away from Bayer Leverkusen at the end of this season. It's believed that Bayern Munich are the front runners for a signature, and £85 million seems to be the number that's doing the rounds, or maybe it was €85 million. I'm not sure which one. I don't know because we've signed Takumi Minamino, mate, and I'm not sure. I hope so. I wouldn't mind bringing him in at all. He's a wonderful footballer, but I don't know. I'm fully on the hashtag Mbappe 2020, the hashtag Sancho 2020. Either one of those two will do me the finest. Craig, I've met a girl that I like. What should I do? Well, one, treat her with respect, mate. And two, be funny. Girls like a man with a sense of humour, mate. So even if you're like me and you've got a little, be funny. Girls like a sense of humour. Did you hear that FSG owns VAR? Yeah, Liz, we bought it. We got it at a really good price as well, Liz. Bought it at a bargain basement price. What else is there? Hi Craig, did you see the rumours about Pochettino to Barcelona? Yes, even though Liam, I think he said once upon a time that he would never manage Barcelona, obviously because of his days with Espanyol, but things move quickly in football, mate, and I guess we'll have to wait and see. Whatever happens there, that Barcelona team, even though it has the GOAT in it, They do need massive rebuilding. I don't care what anybody says. They've brought in Frankie de Jong. He's a wonderful footballer. Dembele isn't quite working out for them just yet. Rakitic is getting on. They want to move on Arturo Vidal. I don't know why the fuck they went and signed Antoine Griezmann. I really don't. And Luis Suarez is out now for about 4 months after doing his knee or something. So, yeah, there's a big job to be done there at Barcelona. But Pochettino, I do rate him as a manager, I have to say, and it was only a matter of time until he went or was linked really strongly to one of the real top clubs in European football. Ace Governor said, I loved watching Jose on his knees. There's a beautiful picture, mate. It's probably the one that you're talking about that almost looks like he's bound down to Jurgen Klopp, which is only right, really, isn't it? Will United sign Fernandes? I mean, I'm not a United fan, mate. I don't know what to say. They want him. They've signed him about 500 times, if you're to believe all the different United websites and channels and stuff like that. They signed him 3 or 4 times last summer. They've signed him loads of times. This time, will they get it done? Maybe, probably, I don't know. I don't think he'll make that much of a difference to them. They need much more than just a Bruno Fernandes. He's put up really good numbers in the Portuguese Primeira Liga, but that is a long way from the English Premier League with the level of football. Lord Darth Maul is in the house. How are we, sir? Blue said, the disrespect on social media against us winning the title is actually starting to feel like it's come down from the big boys. They don't want us ruling Europe or the world. Fuck them. Fuck them, Blue. As we say time and time again, fuck them, and fuck them some more. If they don't like it, tough shit. We're going to win the league if we win the league because we're the best team in it. It's as simple as that. Ken Coastal Holidays, just a quick hi. Hello, Carl. I hope you get better soon, mate. I know that you said you're feeling a little bit under the weather. Brian Morris, he said 350 mil spunked by Barcelona on Dembele, Coutinho and Griezmann. It's a lot of money, mate. And then they go and loan Coutinho out to Bayern Munich and pray to God that Bayern Munich actually cough up money after that loan spell comes to an end. What do I think of Pepe Reina back in the Premier League again with Aston Villa? I love Pepe Reina, Eugene. I mean, he's getting to the tail end of his career right now, but I'm always been a massive Pepe Reina fan, so good thing to have him back in the league. What do I think of the Dembele rumours? I haven't seen any Dembele rumours, Lord Darth Maul. I might be a little bit out of the loop on this one, mate. Other than the stuff from last summer, I haven't seen anything linking us to... Is it Ousmane Dembele you're talking about? Yes, and not Moussa Dembele, the Lyon striker. VAR equals disgrace. Does it? I don't know, mate. I don't think it's been implemented correctly in the Premier League. The fact that the referees aren't going to the pitch-side monitors to make up their own mind, that's something that does my head in, if I'm being honest. Ryan O'Farrell, how are you, sir? What's up? Who do you think the biggest rivalry in football is? Anywhere in the world? Ooh, I don't know, mate. Boca River is pretty fucking big. Liverpool United, of course. Celtic Rangers. Look, whatever city you're from or whatever country your club is from, you're going to think that rivalry is one of the biggest rivalries in football. But what I've seen in the River Boca games, mate, that is a game of football. Is it the Super Classico? I'd love to go over to that one. I really would. I remember Kevin Bridges, you know, the comedian. I remember he saying he had an opportunity, went over to that game, and he said it was like nothing he's ever seen before. How am I? I am very good, Ryan. Thank you, mate. I hope you're well as well. New sub, great channel, said Pickle Rick. Thank you very much, mate. Welcome. Great to have you with us. The English Premier League is doing a horrible job of VAR for all teams, said Liz. Yeah, they're not implementing it correctly, Liz. That's the thing. The monitors at the side of the pitch are an important part of VAR. If there's one thing that annoys us fans a lot, it's the fact that the referee in charge of the game isn't the one that's making some of the really big decisions. And that's what we want. We want the referee to make the decisions. Yes, we want the correct decisions being made. And with the likes of offsides and stuff in the whole. Now, yes, there are some talk about the really close offside calls. But in the main, VAR doing the offside, that's fine when it's a really obvious offside and things like that. But when it comes to the likes of a penalty or a potential red card, I think, and I'm sure a lot of you guys think, that the referee in charge of the game should be the one making those decisions. Couple of things on that, like I said last night. I don't believe that anything to do with a handball or a penalty incident like that should be shown in slow motion, because everything looks infinitely worse in slow motion. But I do believe that it will be a lot more appeasable and a lot more understandable to fans both on TV and inside the stadium if the referee that was in the centre of the pitch was making the major decisions that affect the game and not a group of people in Stockley Park miles away from the game. It just doesn't sit right with me. It's like the referee's almost redundant. What's the point of having him there? You might as well just do everything remotely if that's the case. Hello back, love your vid, said Ali Tucker. Thank you very much. Morning Mark Ross to you as well. Must be morning in your neck of the woods. Ace Governor said VAR sucks. Yeah, I mean, of all the leagues that have implemented VAR, and everybody does have teething problems with it, I'm sick of fucking talking about it, mate. And the Premier League seems to be the worst implementation of it so far, and that for me becomes from the fact that we haven't actually implemented it properly. The whole point of VAR was that it was supposed to take away the contentious decisions. It was supposed to make everything a lot clearer. Well, all we do now is spend time talking about that 3-lettered fucking word that does all of our heads in. We're sick of it. Everyone's sick of it. You're sick of it. You're sick of reading about it. You're sick of seeing it on TV. You're sick of hearing me moaning about it. You're sick of hearing your friends moaning about it. And I feel your pain. I really do. Liverpool under 23s winning 5-0 against Southampton under 23s tonight, said Eugene. That is quality. Nice one. Well in. Glad Reid is getting his chance. He'll come back a better player all round. He's with a coach he knows already. Yes, he is with a coach he knows very well. A coach that he was with in the under 17 English team, and a coach that he had coached them at Liverpool as well. So yeah, at Swansea, fingers crossed things work out for Reid. He bangs in a few goals, gets his confidence up, and comes back to Liverpool a more well-rounded, improved player with a big future in front of him. Time for the big news, Craig. Big news. You mean the thing I told you to remind you of? It's not really big news, mate. It's just something that I mentioned on Twitter earlier on that I feel like it's something I need to take the time and talk to you guys about as well. It's not really big news, so I wouldn't get too excited about it. How have you been? I'm from Tip. Or have you been to Tip? Sorry, I'm from Tip. Yes, I have, Ryan. A couple of occasions I drove past that Bulmer's factory, or is it still called Bulmer's now, or if they changed it to Magners? That factory down there, mate. I've been past there a couple of times. Do we have a buyback clause on Danny Ings? Not that I'm aware of. But it's hard to keep up, Blue, about buyback clauses, sell-on clauses and stuff like that. But I don't think so. Liz Golden says, let's get serious for a moment. Ooh, what are we getting serious about, Liz? What are we getting serious about? Craig, I heard the news that Real Madrid wants to swap Hazard for Mane with cash. They can fuck off, mate. That's what they can do. I don't want Eden Hazard anywhere near Liverpool Football Club. The fact that it's not working out so far for Hazard at Real Madrid is their problem and not ours. We have Sadio Mane, mate, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Ryan said, Craig, prediction against United. You're going for 3-1, and that's as a United fan. I'm going to do mine a little bit later on in the week, mate. We'll probably do our prediction show on Thursday. I just want to see what's happening with injuries and stuff like that before I go ahead. Why are you sorry, Cam? No need to be sorry, mate. I don't know what you did, but there's no need to be sorry. Brian said no buyback clause for Danny Ings, so there you go. I mentioned it last night as well, but it has now been confirmed that young Nathaniel Phillips has returned to Stuttgart on loan for the rest of the current season. We did get him back for a couple of games, and now he's gone back over there. And Stuttgart were talking about the very good relationship that they've built up with Liverpool, which is always lovely to hear. Ryan said Danny Ings is a brilliant player. Yeah, there was never any doubt about that, mate. It's just that it didn't work out at Liverpool with regards to injuries, timing and stuff like that. But a lot of Liverpool fans are very, very fond of Danny Ings and wish him nothing but the best. Why did you take down the video about the stuff on social media down? It just wasn't doing that well, Adam, to be honest with you, mate. It's doing a lot better on Twitter than it is on YouTube, but it is still available. It's part of the mainstream that we did last night. What we do is sometimes we look at the clips, mate, and if they're just not catching on, we just take them down. But it is still available as part of last night's stream if you do want to go and have a look at it. Real Madrid want Mane for Hazard and 120 million. They can want Mane all they want, mate. They made their bed. They signed Eden Hazard. Fuck them, as I said earlier on. Craig, we beat City, but Liverpool are too good, said Ryan O'Farrell. We're pretty good, Ryan. We are pretty good, mate. Right, look, I did say I had a little bit of news to talk to you guys about, and it's time for me to get a little bit serious for a moment. Neil, can you fuck off spamming the chat, please, mate, because it's really frustrating. What have we got? Brian said it was a year loan with obligations to buy. I think that's in relation to Danny Ings. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, let me just have a quick drink because my mouth's a little bit dry. It's not very often that I get really serious with you guys on the channel, so bear with me when I talk about this one. So, back in last summer, when myself and my wife were on holidays over in Turkey, we sat down and we had a very serious conversation because I'm sure you guys are aware that the amount of streaming and stuff that we do on here takes up a lot of time, and that causes my family to have to make a lot of sacrifices to allow me to do this. So with my wife, we sat down and we talked, and we came to the conclusion that we're gonna give things until May of this season. Obviously, May being when the season runs to an end, and then we're gonna make a decision on what to do with regards to the channel and whether we carry on doing it, or whether we pack it all up and just give it up. I've been making Liverpool related content now since 2013, and I've always been very blessed and very lucky to have the full support of my family, both from a financial perspective and from a time perspective. I've had to miss family events, and I've had to do other bits and pieces that, quite frankly, my wife should have been really, really angry at me about, but she's very, very understanding, and I'm very blessed to have her. So we said that we're going to give it a big push this season, and we're going to see how we are come May time. And there's a kind of double-edged reason behind this. If it's at a point in May where it doesn't look like it's a realistic future for us, and I'm not talking about a financial situation here. I'm not trying to play poor mouth or come across here like we're looking to get money or anything. No, it's not that. I'll explain a little bit in a second. Just let me carry on with what I'm trying to do. I never got a chance to go to college. I spoke to you guys the other night and I said to you that both my parents unfortunately killed themselves. My father drank himself to death and my mum committed suicide. My father's situation was during a time where I was just finishing up what we call the leaving cert over here in Ireland, and I never got a chance to go to college. So when we started doing this channel a couple of years ago, the aim was hopefully that this would lead to opportunities for me to maybe carve out a career in some way, shape or form in media, whether it be through this or whether it be elsewhere. And I'm 38 years of age, as I said to you guys, and it's been an amazing ride so far for the channel. But if in May things aren't looking like there's a genuine future, I have to think about my family. And that would probably involve me going and doing a degree, whether that degree be in law, psychology or accountancy. That remains to be seen. But I just wanted to be honest with you guys, as I've always been from day one. I don't want to have to give this up, and I hope we don't, but I have to be fair to my wife and my kids as well, because they've made tremendous sacrifices to allow me to do this. And again, I am not talking about it from a financial aspect. I'm talking about missing family dinners, missing family birthdays, having to travel as well and do a few bits and pieces that most other wives would have kicked my ass to the sofa for, but I'm infinitely grateful and very, very lucky to have someone who's, I don't deserve, quite frankly, about it. So, yeah, May, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to carry on doing what we're doing. We're going to push on. We're going to try and grow this. I'm going to start trying to create opportunities elsewhere as well. Maybe try and contact a management company, maybe see if I can get a little bit of outside stuff, just something that allows us to maybe carve a future for us and my family. But I just want to be honest about it, because you guys are part of this family, you're part of this community, and without you this channel wouldn't exist. So I've always said I'll be open and honest, and I have been, sometimes to a fault at times on here. But yeah, tonight I said it on Twitter earlier on, so I thought it was only fair to come on here and reiterate the same thing. It's not about quitting. It's not about me just saying, oh fuck this, I couldn't be arsed doing it anymore. No, it's far from that. I love this. I love this so much. Doing this has given me confidence in myself that I never thought I had. It's given me belief in myself that I never thought I had, and it's given me the opportunity to meet people that have influenced and benefited my life in an extremely positive way. So I just want to be honest, let you guys know what the situation is. Fingers crossed between now and May, we keep pushing on. I'm going to keep grinding it out as always. Going to do as much work as I can. Going to try and do stuff on the outside to help us out, because I believe that there is something special here. I believe in myself. If I'm being honest about it, I'm starting to get to a point where I believe in myself and my own ability. So I just wanted to let you guys know. Not looking for sympathy, not looking for anything else, just being honest. So yeah, there you go, and I'll hand it over to you guys now, and we'll get back to talking about all things Liverpool related. But there you are. What have we got? Much love, Craig. I know how it feels to lose a family member, a lost brother to suicide as well. I'm sincerely sorry about that, mate. It's kind of one of the reasons why I speak up about mental health all the time as well. Family's always the priority, said Gaming Guy. Indeed, mate. Absolutely. Don't pack it in. Obviously, we don't expect you to do every game every night. I'm sure people will understand if you just do some games. Yeah, that's part of my personality, though. Actually, I'm a kind of all or nothing type of person. I don't do things in half measures, mate. I almost become obsessed with stuff when I do it, and I think about this channel 12, 14 hours a day. I'm writing notes all the time. I'm reading articles all the time, and sometimes I'm isolating myself away so I can concentrate on certain bits and pieces as well, and that's often not fair. But first and foremost, I want to improve my family's future. I'm fighting for my family's future, like everybody else out there, like every other man, woman, and child out there, every other father that goes out to work every day, or every mother that goes out to work every day, or goes to college to better themselves. We all want to make a better life for our families, and I'm no different to anybody else. Massive love, my fellow adopted scouser. Thank you, pal. Wait, what happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing happened, mate. There's no dramas. Nothing popped up. Nothing like that. I just, as I said, I sat down with my wife last summer and I said I'd give it a year, give it a big push, see how we get on, and hopefully at the end of that time it's looking like one way or another that this could be a goer. And if it isn't, it isn't. I mean, shit happens. That's life. Would Connor not take over? No, I don't think so, mate. The beauty of what we do on here is that I haven't got the talent to do what Connor does with regards to making the images, doing the technical stuff like that as well. But Connor hasn't got as much of an outgoing personality as I have to come on and talk in front of a microphone, really. It's not really his cup of tea. He does it from time to time, for sure, but he's able to do things around his own time scale the way we do it now, which of course he needs to because he's got college, family commitments and other stuff, whereas with this stuff it's very structured. You've got to be on at a particular time, you've got to make sure you're available for every Liverpool game and things like that. Do you think beating Man United will be easy? I hope it will, Fernando. I think we should beat them, yes, but I don't think it will be easy. No game in the Premier League is easy. Do what makes you the happiest. If that means doing 2 video streams a week, then do that, said Adam G. Thank you, mate. But that wouldn't be fair to the channel, and that wouldn't be it, mate. My dream when I started this in 2013, when I started writing articles and stuff, was that hopefully it led to a career in, I suppose, what you call new media these days, and whether that's going and doing a little something for, I don't know, say a bit of work on ESPN, or a bit of this, or a bit of that, or a bit of blah blah blah. But I always wanted to be able to have this channel here, because this channel means the world to me. Joanne, thank you. That's a really kind super chat, mate. But this, again, I want to reiterate, this has got nothing to do with finances. This isn't me saying, oh, we need more money into the channel. No, nothing like that. We've said it from day one. We don't give a shit about money. We don't expect you guys or anybody else to put money our way. It's more about opportunities that I hope that this opened up for us to allow us to do this, but also to go and provide a better life for my family in other ways as well. Roger, thank you very much, mate. I love that little dancing dude though, Joanne, thank you. United all the way. Liverpool United I think will be a good game. I think it's always a good game, Lord Darth Maul, no doubt about it, but I think Liverpool will get the job done. No offence to Mark Goldbridge, but he's quite boring and you're literally the best, you make me laugh. Look, I'm never going to... You've said no offence to Mark Goldbridge, and again, I like Mark Goldbridge, so you're not going to hear anything from me to badmouth Mark. Mark works his backside off on the United stand, as does the rest of the guys there, and they've built themselves up a very good platform, and I wish them every success with it. Their club, I hope, fails miserably, of course. We need to show no mercy to Manchester United, said Bruno. No mercy, I get it. And I can already see, like, when I thought about whether I should say to you guys about the May thing, I could already see the comments, and we'll see them as the stream goes on. There will be people going, fuck you. There will be people going, stop crying poor mouth. It's not about money. That's the thing. Well, it's about money, but not in the way from this channel. It's about opening up other opportunities for us down the line. That's what I'm basically trying to get at I just can't describe it very well, so apologies on that one. Craig, have you achieved what you wanted to achieve when you started this channel? I think we've surpassed what we thought when we started the channel, Casper. I said to you before, mate, I thought if we get to 5 or 10,000 subscribers, that would be amazing. But to have gone past 30 now, yeah, we didn't think we'd ever get that way, to be fair, never. Minamino should start against Manchester United, said Fernando. It's a big call, that, mate, you know. I would almost go with the same team that started against Spurs. Wonder if Firmino will be available on Sunday. I don't think he will. I think it's a little bit too early for Mega's thing. I know he's back doing some running, mate, but I think it's a little bit too early. Jack's page, what's happening in May? Decision on whether the channel carries on or not, mate, is what's happening in May. I made a promise to my wife, as I said earlier on last year, that we'll reassess things in May and see what the future holds and what it looks like. And if it doesn't look like there is a future for me in this industry, I should say, not just in this channel, then I'm probably going to have to get my ass off to college and go and try and get myself a degree to improve my family's life in that way, because they are the most important thing in the world to me, and they've supported me in anything I've decided to do. So I want to give them the best life I can possibly do. Firmino won't play, so the guy needs 1k. He's not ready yet. I agree with that one as well. Joanne, is it your birthday? Did I miss something? If it is your birthday, Joanne, then absolutely happy birthday to you, my friend. 21 again. Congratulations, Joanne. Happy birthday. Lots and lots of love from all of us. I sincerely missed that, Joanne. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday to you. You know what I ask you to do, ladies and gents, when it's one of our regulars' birthday on the stream? Fill that screen up with love hearts for the very, very good Joanne Fisher, who was an OG here on the channel, been with us for a very long time, showing us nothing but love on here as well. And you know that we love you, Joanne, and thank you for your support, and happy birthday to you. But you know what to do, folks. Hit those love hearts, fill that screen up, show Joanne how much she means to us. Is Laporte and Sané back training? I think they're on their way back, Adam, yes. Rodgers paved the way for Klopp, made it successful, said Fernando. Yeah, 13-14 was one hell of an exciting season, Fernando, under Brendan Rodgers, alright. I love it. I love that you guys show each other such respect like that. Best bunch. Love it. Well in, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to each and every one of you, and again, happy birthday to Joanne. Craig, there is a future for you. I don't want to sound cliche, but this channel's honestly great, and it has so much potential. Everybody started somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, but as I said, I'm not getting younger. I'm 38 years of age. If I was 21, 22, 23 and I was doing this, I'd have all the time in the world, mate. But when you get to a point where, you know, you have a teenage daughter, you have a young son, I just want the best for my family, mate. And I'm willing to work my ass off and whatever it is to give my family the best. Roger said, yes, Craig, your family must come first, but your life's treasure. Thank you. As I said, this will be our last stream until Thursday, so if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, put it into the chat. This is your show. I want to talk about what you guys want to talk about, so keep your comments coming. Are you doing a stream for the McGregor fight? Not sure yet, Mark. I'll be watching it, 100%. I just don't know if I'll be doing a stream for it or not. So Jean-Louis Gasset, a former assistant of Laurent Blanc at Paris Saint-Germain, has hailed Liverpool an army and said that Jurgen Klopp is revolutionising football. He went on to say that Klopp doesn't always have the best players, but he has the best teams. And I love that phrase. Let me just read that out again. He doesn't always have the best players, but he has the best teams. That is an absolutely beautiful way of summing up everything about Jurgen Klopp. And yeah, when I read that earlier on, it really did make me smile. I thought it nailed Kloppo. Boy is in the house. How are we, Anthony? Welcome, my friend. Great to see you in again. I hope life's treating you well. So why am I streaming till Thursday? I'm in London, Jake. Myself and Connor are going to London tomorrow morning. We were lucky enough to be invited to the launch of La Liga TV, which is going to be launching on the Sky platform very soon, I believe. And yeah, we're heading over for the launch of that tomorrow. So yeah, finally one of the first times in our life we get to do a bit of hobnobbing. And I will be I'll be over there full on charm offensive, as I said, really trying our best to it's tough to get noticed, you know. It's really like the amount of channels on YouTube and stuff, and we don't have managers, we don't have agents or anything like that, so um, we're very naive when it comes to stuff like this. So yeah, maybe that could be just the break we need, something like that. Maybe a management company signs us up or somebody like that that can give us a little bit of help along the way. Because look, it's great coming on here making videos. That I can do. That Connor can do. But when it comes to the other side of it, we have no clue. We're so wet behind the ears and stuff like that. La Liga is a pub league, said John Allen. Fair enough, mate, but I'm still not going to refuse going over there. Get to have a chat with the likes of Guys Comendieta, Gus Poyet, Guillaume Balaguer, Graham Hunter, and the president, Mr. Tavares, of the league itself is going to be there. So yeah, looking forward to that. And do we have a Patreon? No. We did have a Patreon before and we got fucking slaughtered for it on social media, mate. And I mean absolutely fucking slaughtered for it on there. By people who actually have their own Patreons, believe it or not. Yeah, we got destroyed on there. We got told we were begging. I think we were trying to crowdfund the camera at the time, and we just knocked it on the head completely because we got called everything under the sun on there, and my family just don't need that type of shit, so we just knocked it on the head completely. So no, we don't have a Patreon, mate. Craig out the football industry scout or sport management, said Mohammed. Thank you, Mohammed. Do we think that Liverpool... Hang on, who do I think Liverpool will face in the Premier League? Sorry, Lisa and Harry, I don't know what you mean by that, mate. Who do I think that we will face? I don't get the context of the question, sorry. Just whip out the moves again, Craig, and get noticed. Yeah, I could end up on, what's that channel called? Babe Station. Yeah, I could be on there going... Yeah, that could be one way of making my family's life a little bit better, or worse. Barcelona have sacked Ernesto Valverde, said Casper. Yeah, we touched on that a little bit later on, mate. Pochettino had been linked to that job, even though he ruled himself out of it before. And like Brian said, I don't really think it's fair to call La Liga a pub league. It's far from it. They've produced many Champions League winners, many Ballon d'Or winners. It might not be as strong as it once was, but I still think it's probably the second strongest league after the Premier League in regards to the top leagues in Europe. Imagine if Klopp does a Wenger, but Klopp does better. Oh, I'd love it. I'd fucking love it, mate. I really would. Xavi will be the new Barcelona manager, said David. Yeah, there's been conflicting reports on that, David. Though, as Brian pointed out earlier on, there are some things that said he turned it down, and then I've read other things that suggest that he might actually be interested in it. Craig Station, said Boy. Yeah, there you go. It'll be one broke ass channel though, mate. Is it free to come to the La Liga launch in London? I believe it's invite only, Casper. The agency that bring me over to do the 888 sports stuff are involved in this, and that was the reason that we got the invitation to it. And actually I'll be back over in London again on Friday doing some more filming for 888 sports, so it's stuff like that that hopefully will get us noticed, maybe get our channel out there a little bit more, and hopefully open a few more doors for us. Because I promise you one thing, if this does come to an end in May, nobody will be more upset than me about it, because yeah, this shit means the world to me. Being able to talk to you fucking lunatics on here every night, it means the world to me. But yeah, there you go. And again, happy birthday to Joanne. For anybody who missed out, it's Joanne's birthday. Craig, do you like Queen the rock band? Yeah, Freddie Mercury is possible. I know Freddie Mercury obviously is no longer with us, and Adam Lambert has taken over. But yeah, look, Freddie Mercury in my eyes is the greatest frontman of all time of any band. I can already see Connor going, shut the fuck up, mate, Liam Gallagher. But nah, Freddie Mercury, absolute quality. At what age did I become a Liverpool fan? Said Tyler 28 full. I was 7 or 8. I can never remember I can tell you the game, but I can never remember how old I was at the time. It was the time that Arsenal came to Anfield and beat us 2-0 and won the old First Division title. That game is the very game. I know it was a loss, and people always find that a little bit weird, but yeah, it was that game that made me fall in love with the football club. Would you want Mbappe, Sancho or Havertz most at Liverpool? Mbappe. AMS. Mbappe without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, Sancho would be great, don't get me wrong, but of those three, Kylian and Mbappe, I'm fully on the hashtag Mbappe 2020 bandwagon. Am I into Metallica? No. Not really into rock much, mate, if I'm being honest. I appreciate Metallica. Enter Sandman is a fantastic song. That would be more my wife's cup of tea, though, than my own. Bernadette said, Craig, sorry I missed about end of May possibly finishing. Really quickly, Bernadette, I made a promise to my wife last summer that we'd reevaluate things in May. Obviously, maybe when the season comes to an end, so it's a natural point. And we'd see if there looks like that there's a future in it, and if not, we'll close the doors. And if there looks like there's a future, we'll obviously carry on doing what we're doing. But hopefully with other avenues as well open on the way. I like to talk to the greatest ball lunatic every weekend. Thank you, Doyle. Yeah, I love that, being called a ball lunatic. See, that's my sense of humour. That is right up my sense of humour, mate. I love banter and shit like that. Some of the stuff that myself and my mates talk about off camera, Christ, if I was to say that on social media, we'd be all hung up. What's my favourite dish? Oh, I'm a pizza head, Benjamin. I fucking love pizza, mate. Very simple. A cheese pizza, mate. A good cheese pizza. I don't think you can beat it. After that, though, probably ham. I do like a bit of ham, mashed potato, Yorkshire puddings, roast beans, roast potatoes. Basically, I'm a big kid, mate. That's what you need to know with regards to my food habits. Callum, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. Said, Craig, love you so much. Sorry for your loss. Go with your heart. Whatever, you'll never walk alone. Thanks for the birthday wishes for my mum. Can she become a mod again, please? I love my mum. I don't make the decisions on the mods, believe it or not. That's Brian Morrissey's job. Brian Morrissey is the chief moderator, and I understand your support and love for your mum, mate. We love your mum on here as well. She does so much good stuff for us. But Brian Morrissey makes the final decisions on all things moderators, because that's his job, and he does it very, very well. Obviously backed up by John and Pat and that as well. And Tom, of course. Sorry, how could I forget Tom Boland? We can't be complacent, but it's getting closer, said Nick G1883. We can't be complacent, mate. You're right. We can never be complacent, and I don't think that Jurgen Klopp will allow those players for one moment to be complacent. They will take every single game as it comes. But yeah, as I said, those geniuses that sat down and worked out that there is a 98% chance that Liverpool will go on and win the Premier League title this season. But you're right, mate. We can't get complacent. Complacency can quickly bite you in the ass. Hi Craig, are you winding up the channel? No, again, I didn't say I'm winding up the channel, mate. I can't keep going back over it because it will piss off people that are in the chat that have heard me talking about it 2 or 3 times. But just rewind it back at the start, maybe 15-20 minutes into the stream, mate, and you'll probably find it there. Come to Sydney, Craig. We can continue the channel here. Oh, mate, fucking I would love that. Don't you worry about that. I've said this before many times. I want to move to a warmer climate at some point in my life, because I feel like a different person in a warm climate, mate. But yeah, do you know how daunting a move to somewhere like Sydney would be? To drag a family over there, mate. I'd love to. But yeah, God, that would be a big move, wouldn't it? I don't think I like Adam Lambert, do I? It's always going to be difficult, Rachel, to replace Freddie Mercury, but in Adam Lambert, I do think they've got a very good frontman there, and somebody who, if you watch the documentary or the program that they spoke about it, right from his days on, was it America's Got Talent or American Idol? I can't remember which show it was. They were tracking him and they were hoping to get him in, and I think he does a very good job for Queen, to be fair. If there was one team that will lose to this season, who do you think it would be? Manchester City away. If I'm being honest, that's the most difficult game on paper that we have left. And they're going to be massively up for that game. Massively up for it. Particularly if that's the game that would allow us to equal Arsenal's 49-game unbeaten record. So yeah, I think that runs into that game. So probably that one would be the most dangerous for me. Are we capable of winning? Yeah, of course. But I'll say this again, I don't like Manchester City as a club, but I will give them absolute credit for the group of footballers that they have there, for the manager that they have, and the style of football that they play. It is very easy on the eye. And in Sergio Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Leroy Sané, they do have a very, very good, talented crop of footballers, which makes it all the more impressive for Liverpool to be doing what we're doing this season. So remember earlier on I was saying to you guys that there was that Radio 5 Live phone-in which that really fucking embarrassing Manchester City fan was on there saying that Liverpool are really lucky, that we've scored a lot of late goals, that we've got some lucky decisions. Well, one of the other things that he went on to say was that Liverpool have been lucky with injuries. And that's the thing that most made me feel like saying go fuck yourself. Lucky with injuries. He went on to say that they had Leroy Sané and Aymeric Laporte injured, and nobody can argue about that. They're two very good players to lose. But Liverpool had most of the start of the season without our goalkeeper Alisson Becker. We had our backup goalkeeper in there. We've had injuries to Joel Matip. We've had injuries to Fabinho. We've had injuries to Dejan Lovren. Obviously Nathaniel Klein is out. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was out injured as well. Who else have we had out injured? I know I'm missing more people than those that I've already listed there. Lovren into midfield. Fabinho, I said, is already out as well. So look, we've had 6, 7, 8 injuries ourselves. So, and again, I know I'm missing people. Shaqiri as well, as Big Man Steve has said. Salah was out for a while. So for him to go on there and say that Liverpool have been lucky with injuries, it just goes to show that a lot of the time these people just go on and spout their shite without any realm of reality whatsoever. Liverpool have had injuries this season. Yes, we've had some lucky decisions at times, of course. But anybody that goes on to win a league will have those lucky decisions at times. Manchester City last season won the Carabao Cup because they had a very lucky decision against Swansea. But shit happens. Sometimes things go your way in football. It's really depressing to see that just as a group of human beings that these people just can't say, fuck, we don't like Liverpool, but you know what? They were the best team in the league this season and fair play to them if they win it. That's all that we want to hear. And then allow us to be unbearable in our own way, of course. But after 30 years of not winning the top division of English football, every club in the world would celebrate their asses off if they'd won it. So we won't be any different. Well, we will, because there'll be more of us and we'll do it better. But hey, that's just the Liverpool way, isn't it? And maybe that's why people don't like us too much. But if you don't like us, that's fair enough. But don't make up ridiculous shit that just has no basis in reality. City need to win the remaining games, can only get 96 points, said Doug, so 7 wins will make us champions. That guy on 606 was also bitter. It was actually Douglas that sent me the link to it, mate, so thank you for that. They were flogging Sané before he got injured to Bayern. Yeah, that's true as well, Billy. No doubt about that, mate. They were looking to sell him on, or he was looking to move on to Bayern Munich. But I was just trying to give them credit. I was trying to be honest in what I was saying and saying, yeah, look, it is 2 big players to have missing from their team. But that's the difference, isn't it? I'm able to come on here and say that. You guys are able to come on here and admit that, yeah, that they had a couple of players injured for quite a while. But there's no basis in reality for them saying, well, shit, look, they had no Alisson Becker for quite a long time. Their goalkeeper that they went at, the goalkeeper that I said to you earlier on, I said 27 clean sheets in 51 games. The goalkeeper that has transformed the way that we play out from the back. No, that doesn't suit their agenda. They won't point out the fact that our holding midfielder has been out injured. They won't put out the fact that we haven't been able to really put together a run of a central back partnership because Matip has been injured, Lovren has been injured, Gomez has been injured. This type of shit doesn't suit their agenda. I celebrate my ass off for the Super Cup win in Istanbul, said Lee Davies. Most City fans are deluded. I don't really take much notice of them. There are some City fans, again, this is me trying to be fair and give credit. When Main Road, when they were back in the old 3rd division or whatever it was, they used to sell out Main Road at times, and the old fashioned City fans were a good old bunch. But then you've got these nouveau fans, these brand new fans, these blow-in fans that only came along when Manchester City started winning trophies. Now all of a sudden feel like they have the right to laud it over the rest of us. And let's be frank about this. Most of these newish fans have fuck all knowledge of the sport. They just spout bullshit because they believe that Manchester City have a divine right to win stuff. But then again, like in any club, there are some really good down-to-earth Manchester City fans. We can't say that there aren't, because there are. They just aren't very active on social media these days. 19th incoming, said Becca. Both our goalkeepers got sent off for being dumb. Dumb? I don't know what that means. Doyle, I mean, for being dumb. Keepers make mistakes. I wouldn't call them dumb. Bandwagon fan, said Zabi Kat. Again, just to reiterate for anyone who missed out earlier on, Craig Paulson is going to be the referee in charge of the Reds game on Sunday against Manchester United at Anfield, which is a 4:30 kickoff, and Paul Tierney will be in charge of VAR for that game as well. Hybrid fans, said Tom Boland. And look, that's not unusual. Often at times, if somebody comes new to a sport, they look for the most successful team and they're drawn towards that team. So that's not unusual. But for them to start belittling other people, that's where I start to draw the line and think that, nah, you can go fuck yourself. David Newell said, I think we need 12 more wins if Manchester City win all their games, but I might be wrong. Look, from what I remember, and I think I mentioned this the other day, if the average points per game that Liverpool and Manchester City have both been on continued, there's a possibility that Liverpool could win the league in March. But again, that's all ifs, ands and maybes. We're going to have to wait and see what actually happens. Gunjeet, hello mate, how are you? Thank God it's not Martin Atkinson. Yeah, thank God indeed, Casper. Yeah, we had him for the United game. We dropped the point, and we had him, of course, against Spurs. And I don't like Atkinson. That's no secret. Who was the referee when we played Spurs? As in, just recently, Martin Atkinson. How do you think United on Sunday will go? I think we'll beat them, Benjamin. But again, I will go for a full team prediction and score prediction that a little bit later on in the week, mate. I just want to make sure that I know what the situation is with injuries, who's training and stuff like that. Is Goldbridge going to be coming on here for a chat? There are no plans as things stand, Doug. Haven't had a chance to talk to Mark much lately. Obviously, he's an extremely busy fella, and with the fact that we're going to be out and about in London this week for a few days, I genuinely don't know. But if anything does change, of course, I will let you guys know. Hopefully Liverpool can give me an early birthday present, as it's my birthday one day after the United game, said GURPS. Happy birthday to you, buddy. Remind me on Sunday so I can say it to you again, mate. But again, I know you're somebody who watches the channel quite a lot, buddy, and I want you to know that we appreciate your support, as we do, of course, everybody else's. Is it Aya or Izaz? Excuse or Izaz? I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Said, I read an article showing that City have lost more points to Martin Atkinson than even we have. Guess he's just a really bad ref. And yeah, I've said that before. We are not the only group of fans that dislike Martin Atkinson. He is just a shit referee. So I absolutely agree with what you've said there. I'm not saying Atkinson is anti-Liverpool. I'm just saying that he's a terrible, terrible fucking referee. Craig, when will you know if this channel will go on or not? Hopefully I know before, mate. I have a little feeling. Do you know why sometimes you get a sixth sense that maybe something's around the corner? I hope that maybe we pick up a sponsor, or maybe an agent comes and says, hey, we like what you do, come sign with us and we can give you an opportunity here or there. But I don't know, mate. I don't know is the honest answer. But what I can promise you is nothing will end before May. That much I can give you my sincere promise. And I don't want this to end. Of course I don't want this to end, mate. I've put, and Connor has put, I keep saying I, but Connor has put as well, so much work into this. Does this mean you're not doing memberships? That's in the hands of YouTube as things stand, mate. So I have no idea when or when not we'll hear back with regards to the membership. So what you have to do is you have to send off the list of emojis that you've made, the video that you've made to introduce the memberships, what type of memberships you're going to do, how much you want to charge for them, and all that stuff gets sent off to YouTube. They then evaluate it and they come back and say yes or no. Well, not yes or no. They come back and say yes from here, or tweak this, change this. And the answer is, mate, I have no idea how long that will take. But if we do come back with a yes, then of course we will be turning it on, because that is something that can definitely help us push on a little bit. But my plan and Connor's plan has always been for this and us to succeed. We never want it to be because we've got our subscribers to put their hands in their pockets. That's always been something that we don't want to have to do. We've always wanted to bring in outside influences or outside money that allow us to push on, maybe go full time, maybe make a career out of this. It's never been our aim and it's never been our want to go behind the paywall or to try and get our subscribers to cough up. We'd rather close down than do that. That's the last thing in the world that we want to do. We fully believe that the type of fan content that we do should be free and available to everybody. Have you seen the Pepe Reina has signed for Villa? Yep, it's great to have him back in the Premier League, though, mate. There for the rest of the season. Good looks to Pepe, said Lee Davies. Yeah, it is great. It's great to have him back in the Premier League. My doppelganger, Pepe Reina. You're going to see Manchester City versus Liverpool in April, said Ryan Newman. Nice one, mate. Congratulations. Am I jealous? Yes. You bet your ass I am, mate. But I don't begrudge you with one bit. Enjoy it. Doug said Pepe Reina is a legend. He is. Pepe Reina was one of the best and earliest adopters of the distribution from the back. The way we're seeing the likes of Ederson now, the way we're seeing from Alisson Becker. Pepe Reina was doing that back in the day and doing it unbelievably well. Doyle said, being coughing all week but watching cheers me up. Thank you, mate. There is an awful dose of something going around, Doyle. It doesn't matter who I speak to, whether it's people in Ireland, whether it's people in the UK or America. There seems to be an awful bad dose of the flu or a cold going around, mate, so I hope that you feel better soon. Jabi Cat said, love Pepe, great keeper. He was like a cat, mate. That's the way I usually describe him. He had the reflexes of a cat. He was unbelievable. Pepe Reina, he's still playing, no kidding. Yeah, 37 years of age, I believe, and still going strong. Well, still going anyway. Lewis said, love watching Pepe Reina yelling at his back line. Yeah, he didn't hold back. That beach ball incident, though, that's something that'll never go away from Pepe Reina. That game against, was it Darren Bent against Sunderland, that beach ball incident? How the fuck that was allowed to stand, I will never, ever, ever know. Brendan Rodgers Brendan Rodgers kicked Pepe Reina out of Liverpool. He kind of didn't, Casper, to be fair. If we're going back and being realistic about the situation, Pepe Reina put out a come and get me plea to Barcelona that didn't quite work out. And I'm saying this as a massive Pepe Reina fan. And I think it was that maybe annoyed the manager and the club a little bit at the time. Yeah, and we've got to be fair and honest about it. There was talk of it at the time. I think his father came out and said something about it as well, if my memory's correct. I say we start the hashtag get Craig an agent, said 1877 Rab. If the thing is as well with agents, you've got to be really careful, mate. Really careful. Personally, I'd rather lean towards a management company than an agent because, I mean, I heard Jack Mate, who I'm sure you guys know as well, he was saying about a horror story about his agent and stuff as well. There's some amazing people out there doing great work, but there are some dodgy fuckers as well. It's very hard to know who to trust and who not to trust, I suppose. Connor told me that True Geordie made this really good video actually about how they started to do the bits and pieces for themselves and approach companies about doing sponsorship stuff with them and about doing merchandise deals and things like that, and all these little bits of information that you can watch from people like that have experience and gather is invaluable, really. What have we got? Milan said, I'd like to see United bring in a BF. What's a BF? What's a BF? Oh, you mean Bruno Fernandes. Sorry, I'm a bit of a dope, mate. Sorry. You'd like to see United bring in Bruno Fernandes and starting 11 for the weekend and Pogba to cure himself for the occasion. I don't think they'll be able to get him in time because from what I've read, I believe Sporting Lisbon want to have Bruno Fernandes there for a game against Benfica, which I think is on Friday night. I think they don't want anything to happen until that game is over. And if I'm wrong on that, fair enough, but I'm sure I read it earlier on. Morton Ellerston said True Geordie is class. He is. Yeah, True Geordie is a shining example of what can happen if you work your ass off, you're good at what you do, you make the right decisions, of course, along the way. You learn from your mistakes, which I'm sure he will admit he made at some points as well. But he really is, yeah. He is somebody that I think a lot of YouTubers, myself included, do look up to and admire. When will we lift the league, mate? Well, we won't be lifting it till the last day of the season, no matter what happens, Scotty, because that's the way that the Premier League trophy is presented. Joanne said, for now, Anfield Agenda, thanks for the wishes and all the very best to you all. Thank you, Joanne. Really, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I'm sure you deserve to be spoiled rotten, and you've got a really lovely son as well who seems to obviously think the world of you. So you're a very lucky person, Joanne. And again, leave the other thing with me. Let me have a chat with Brian. Milan said, Geordie's kick-off is great, but I don't like True Geordie. Each to their own, mate. We all like and see different things in different people. If we all like the same things, life would be pretty boring, wouldn't it? The Bruno Fernandes deal stinks of Angel Di Maria, said Jack's page. The beach ball thing with Reina was that nod against Newcastle. I was sure it was Sunderland, but yeah, I was sure it was Sunderland. I'm sure it was Darren Bent, and I'm sure it was Sunderland. Craig's brain shutting down. That happens quite a lot, Doyle, mate. Quite a lot. What have we got? Thanks for these streams. Love to hear what you have to say, and I'm happy because I just hit 250 subs. Congratulations to you, mate. I genuinely remember the day when we hit 100 subs, 150, 200, 500, 1,000, and all these milestones, mate. Maybe people who don't have a little YouTube channel don't understand it, but I definitely understand how fun and exciting that must be for you, buddy. So congratulations, and I wish you continued success going forward. I don't wish your club success, though, I can't lie, but you as an individual and your channel, I do wish you every success. Would you have liked Liverpool to try sign Bruno Fernandes? Not really, no. I don't think we need him. No. I think it's too much of a gamble for a club that's in our position right now. Bruno Fernandes could very well turn out to be an absolutely outstanding footballer, and as I said, he's doing great numbers in the Portuguese Premier League, but to drop him into the Premier League at the level that Liverpool are currently at, I don't know. I think it will be a gamble. But United are in a position now where maybe they have to roll that dice a little bit, and we're in a position where maybe we can be that little bit more calculated and patient in what we do. 1877 Rab said, Craig, True Geordie's inspired me to do good in school, and you have a wee bit as well. That's brilliant, mate. That's great to hear. Education is so important, mate. Education is freedom. Education will take you places all around the world and hopefully set you up for a very good living in the future, mate. So keep at it. Are you sad we didn't sign Fekir? As time goes by, not so much. But at the time, Big Man Steve, yeah. I mean, that would have capped off a fucking amazing summer. At the time, I really, really wanted it to happen, but he hasn't really lit the world on fire. So again, you got to say that maybe it was the right decision. Knowledge is power, said Stephen Booker. Liverpool are so pragmatic in the transfer window, said Casper. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about this earlier on, mate, on Twitter. We don't make many mistakes in the transfer window these days. We're pretty fucking spot on with what we do, and it's great to see. Because for so many years we had to make so many gambles, and you bought players that you hoped went on to progress to become world beaters, and a lot of the time they didn't, but we've moved up a little level now. I mean, just to use an example, do you remember when Klopp first came in and we were linked to Mario Götze, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, and he turned us down. And then he went back to Borussia Dortmund, and he hasn't really set the world on fire there, and I bet you he wishes he signed for Liverpool now. I bet you he wish he came back and played for Kloppo. The pen is mightier than the sword. Abso-fucking-lutely, mate. Your education is so, so, so important. What do you make of Danny Murphy's comments that he felt Aguero would be rated more highly if he played for Liverpool or United? I didn't hear them, because I'm gathering that might have been on TalkSport or something, and I don't listen to that horrendous radio station. But look, Sergio Aguero is quality. Wherever he played, Sergio Aguero would do numbers and bang in goals, and he is fantastic. That I will admit without even batting an eyelid. Do you see Minamino exploring Liverpool? Oh, did I see Minamino exploring Liverpool? Yes, I did. I seen him at the Cavern Club, standing outside. Connor did send me the picture of it. Yeah, great to see him out and about enjoying the city. Who would I love at the club? Kylian Mbappe, Marco Verratti, Jadon Sancho, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Koulibaly. Any of those would do rather nicely. I don't see many of them being realistic, but they're players I'd love at the football club. Look at Coutinho. We bought him for 8 million and sold him for 100 and I think it was a little bit less than 160. I think it was about 140 million. But actually, you're talking euros there, so maybe you are right. But yeah, and that allowed us, mate, to go out and sign Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker, and look what a difference they've made to the team. Casper said, let's give credit to Aguero being all-time Premier League top scorer. Is he the all-time Premier League top scorer? Or I know he scored the most hat-tricks in the Premier League, and I think he's the all-time overseas top scorer in the Premier League. But is he the all-time Premier League top scorer? If he is, hands up, like, I just don't remember. I know that he's got the most hat-tricks, and I think he's the all-time overseas top scorer in the Premier League, but I can't remember if he is the... I thought Alan Shearer was the all-time top scorer, personally. Mbappe is going to Liverpool next season, said Ryan. Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. What do you think about the possibility of winning the Premier League at Goodison Park? Oh, it'd be fucking nice, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice, mate? Oh, yeah, the songs that we could sing, mate, that would be rather nice. But then again, they're pretty fucking irrelevant, aren't they? So it won't really matter either way where we win it. Just the fact that they know we're going to win it is enough, Dylan. It is overseas players, said Scotty. There you go. Yeah, I thought Shearer was the top scorer, personally. Craig, for some reason my main channel, HYS Football, doesn't work on this channel. Can you fix it? If I get a chance, buddy, I'll have a look through the band accounts to see if it is one of those accounts. But it probably won't be over the next few days, as I said, because I won't be streaming until Thursday. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bid you good night. Thank you so much for your understanding, by the way, about earlier on the May thing. Don't get freaked out about it. We've got months and months ahead of us. We'll keep pushing on. We won't give up right till the very end. Thank you for your support as always. We might stick something up over the next couple of days when we're in London, but it probably won't be going live. So I will talk to you guys on Thursday, where we will do a preview of the Manchester United game. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up before you head off. And if you're watching this back, please do let us know your thoughts in the comments. Right, look, ladies and gents, love to you all, and I'll chat to you in a few days. Up the motherfucking Reds.